let's talk. I want to have a conversation. I want to talk about something that just happened to me. Now, first off, I want to say I'm giving you permission ahead of time to laugh. You can go ahead and laugh about the situation. Right now, I don't feel like I can laugh, but maybe after I finish talking about it, maybe I can. So let me give you a little bit of context. Now, growing up, I grew up in Detroit. And I'm just going to put it like this. I did not grow up in RoboCop Detroit. I'm not sure if that Detroit ever really existed. Detroit isn't as bad as like a RoboCop movie. However, I grew up in basically the hood. You know, it's not the best place to stay, but people stay there because obviously they're on the lower end of the social economic ladder. That's where my family was. That's where I was. And something that you had to deal with in an environment like that, in a community like that, is the constant risk that someone might just come around and steal your stuff. You know, so sometimes people will steal your stuff. Sometimes somebody might break into your house. Someone might break into your car. Someone might steal your car. You know, all these things, right? Of course, you take precautionary measures when you're living in the hood. You know, you don't leave things unattended to if you can help it. And if it's something like a bicycle, you lock it down. Make sure no one steals it. To give you a prime example of this, when I was younger, like maybe 12 years old, maybe a little younger than that, I had a bicycle that my dad got for me from the secondhand store. Now, a secondhand bike, what is that? Like $20 or less back in the 90s? Even now, it might be the same thing, $20 or less. It's a secondhand bike from not even like a Salvation Army. It's just a resale shop, okay? The secondhand bicycle that was literally a hodgepodge of many bike parts my dad bought for me because I asked him to while we were at the secondhand store. I put this bike outside for 2 seconds to go in the house to get a playing card to put in the spokes. So it makes the little sound like that little sound. You know what I'm saying? Like I put the card in there. By the time I go in the house and get the card and come back, bike's gone. Bike's gone. Just gone. I didn't have to go to sleep. I didn't have to go to the bathroom. I didn't have to do anything. Literally, I turned my head for 1 second, bike gone. So you can tell from that experience, I take great care of my things. I take great care of my possessions. But when it comes to your things being stolen, I take extra precautions so things don't get stolen. Right? Last week, I sent out a tweet. Some of you guys might have seen it. Some guy, out of nowhere, steals my fucking bicycle seat. Okay? They don't steal the bike. They don't steal the tires. They steal the bicycle seat. The seat alone. So I saw that, and yeah, it pissed me off just a little bit. And as I go to get my bicycle, I look at the bike. There's no damage on the bike. There's nothing else stolen from the bike. The bike has not been moved from its position that I left it in. And the seat's just missing. Pissed off. Yeah, I'm pissed off. I look over to the right. I look over to the left. There's a bunch of other bikes that are also missing their seats. So then that instantly makes me think, who in the world is going around stealing bicycle seats off of a bike rack? Like not even just one, just all the seats. Like this man and or woman, you know, whatever, is out here just stealing seats off bicycles. And I go, well, you know, fuck it. You know, sometimes things just happen and it's not good. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. Sometimes bad things happen to bad people. Sometimes bad things happen to okay people. Bad things happen sometimes. And I totally get it. So I just take my bike. I'm walking my bike home. And as I walk my bike home, I see a bicycle shop. I stop at the bicycle shop. I tell the guy, what happened? The guy says to me, Well, that is a crazy thing here. People steal bikes all the time. Now, I'm not to say that, you know, I should not expect people to not steal bikes in 2017. I understand people do steal things, but I really want you guys to understand why I'm so angry. I asked the man, well, how much is a bike seat? Because I'm thinking, like, you know, if for someone to steal not only my bike seat, they steal every bike seat on the rack. That must mean these things are $100, $80, $70, something like that. For the best bike seat in the entire store. For the best one. I mean, ample cushy for your tushy. I mean, the best one. Memory foam, gold crusted, kissed by the lips of a god. $50 for that. Just $50. For a standard bike seat to put your behind on, just a standard one, is $20 or less, depending on how thick and juicy your booty is. So I go, all right, well, if the seat retails for $20, street value is like 10 or 5. So if you steal a bicycle seat to sell for $10 or $5, that's pretty pathetic. But I know what you might be thinking. Hey, Dan, you know, maybe this person didn't steal just the one bike seat and sell it for $10 or $20. Maybe they're stealing all the bike seats, sell them all together, maybe get $100. I would say potentially yes, but for the time it takes for you to hunt down a bike, find said bike, get on the bike, take the risk of stealing a seat, and you do that all day. Let's say you stole enough seats to make $100. If you stole enough seats to make $100, you could have worked a minimum wage job and made that same 100. Probably would have took you less time. Like, how often are you just going to walk around and find bikes unguarded, sitting around, and you can just snatch this? I don't, whatever. Anyway, now that happened last week. I tweeted about it. I was pretty mad. I was pretty upset. But then, let's fast forward to today. Woke up today, wasn't feeling particularly good. You know, all kinds of crazy stuff going on in my life I'll tell you guys about. Just banana stuff. Absolutely insane. But I woke up today, wasn't feeling all that great. Raining outside. Absolutely abysmal. Just disgusting outside. It's been raining hard and on and off for like about a day. The ground is nice and muddy and disgusting. There's all types of slugs and earthly beasts running around all over the streets. And it's a mess. It's gross outside, man. It's just not a picturesque day. So your boy says, I got to get the heavy jacket today. I grabbed the big heavy jacket out the closet, not knowing how pivotal it will be for the rest of the day. Not knowing how important that heavy jacket is going to be. I equipped the heavy jacket. Raises up my dexterity and defense by at least 50 points. I get on the bike. I go off out into the wilderness of my day, and I get to the damn station and I chain it up like usual. Oh, I forgot. I skipped another important part too. The pants that I chose. I've been losing a lot of weight recently. All right. Now get ready because I'm about to show you something. You know, you can get the kids out the room for this one. The room in these pants, all right? Your boy used to be extra thick. Now I'm just regular thick. You know, I used to have 3 C's thick. Now I'm only 2 C's thick. The pants are pretty baggy. And they kind of, you know, like at the bottom of the pants, they kind of go over the bottom of my shoes because they used to be a little bit tighter. And because I don't have to do a ton of walking, just a little walking, it's bearable. The train station is about almost 2 or 3 miles, not really sure, from my house. And like I mentioned, it was raining all day. So I'd ride my bike. I'd go to the train station. I get to the train station, put the bike up. As I'm putting the bike up, I look around at all these people and I see their bikes out. There's like 10 or 15 bikes out. And I see all these bikes and all these nice, beautiful bike seats. And then I thought, if it rains outside, on my bike seat. It's gonna be all soft and nasty when I try to take it home. It's gonna be gross. Like, what am I gonna do to clean this bike seat? Then I see a couple people with bags on the bike seats, and I go, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll bring a bag for the next time I ride a bike. I go out, get on the bike, swipe my ticket, get on the train, go to work, come back home. Later today, fast forward, 5 o'clock, come home. Get off the train, should have went left, I went right, turned back around, went the right way. I look over, there are no bikes on this rack now. It used to be 15 bikes, there are no bikes. I come back, and I'm thinking, man, it's raining really hard right now. That seat's gonna be disgusting. Well, I turn the corner and look around, guess what I see? No goddamn seat on my bike. No goddamn seat on my bike. Just take the whole fucking bike. Why just take a seat? Why take the entire goddamn bike? Destroy the bike. Wreck the tires. Steal the tires. But don't just take the fucking seat. The seat is worth $20 or less. Why would you do it? It doesn't make any sense. You're going to steal to feed your family and or yourself. And granted, yeah, like I said, $20 could feed a man. However, for the $20 it's going to take for you to steal that bike, who's buying the seat? Who's buying the seat? If you earn $20 by stealing my bike seat and selling it, who is buying these seats? And you can't be selling it online, because who would buy a random bike seat online from anybody when you could get it from literally anywhere? You can get it from Amazon, you can get it from Walmart, you can get it anywhere for $20. Why would anybody buy? There's no premium for bike seats. Just completely destroy the bike, run off with the bike completely, steal my tires, jam up the spokes, bust out the little light, do whatever you want. Just don't steal the seat and leave the whole damn bike, because you know what the result of that is? Someone has to take that shit off the rack and walk that bitch home 3 miles in the goddamn rain in pants that are too big, in a leather jacket, just getting wetter and wetter and wetter, but somehow getting hotter and hotter and hotter, blood boiling, eye twitching, losing my mind, because some guy chose to be an asshole to steal a bike seat. If you had stole the whole bike, I would have called an Uber and would have been like, well, that man needed a bike more than I did, or that man needed to sell that bike to feed the fam. But if you just steal the fucking seat, I think you're just doing it just to fuck with me. Are you just trying to mess with my mind? Are you trying to screw with me? You just stole the seat and disappeared? At this point, there's nobody to be mad at. There's no one around to blame for this. There's no one to hold accountable for this. You can say, yeah, it's your fault. Boy, you went out there with your bike, and guess what? You didn't chain the seat up. Your fault. It's your fault, fool. You went out there with a bike. That was your first mistake. It's your fault, fool. You should have never replaced the seat. You knew that guy was just sitting there going as soon as he saw that damn seat. I feel better.